Obviously, I don't do videos. Let me turn it up on every day, but every day, of course, must be understood that it could take place. But while I was roaming around about to set up to look at tomorrow, because tomorrow is a double rally, and the second rally is has to do with Apollo, which is all over Trump Tower, his portraits of a of Apollo. But then I saw there's some comments, so I wanted to get with him. He said 7-3 on Skeleton's face, 7-3 on Bush hand. Well, that's very fascinating. So let's take a look at that. So the skeleton is at dead center. So he said there's a 7-3. Um, so let's get into that 7-3 on the skeleton's face. And I don't see it, and I'm not going to waste y'all's time, but I'm sure it's there. I just can't see it because you know how your eyes just pick up on things and sometimes they just don't. So that's on me. There is a 3 right there, a Roman numeral. Oh, it is 7-3. Okay, I see it. So it's 7 and then the Roman numeral 3. That's gigantic, isn't it? And so thank you for that. Let's keep going. And then he says, or she says, Back to the Future tie in 88 out of time is August 8th. Yeah, August 8th will be a big day. August 6th will actually be a big day because that's 86 and then him rising on 88. It's the August license tag in Back to the Future. So this is plan 626. I will tell you 626 is a gigantic day. Also Tribulation Begins, Fire Shot administered at UK, The Abomination of Desolation. Yeah, I think based on the movie Apocalypto, I think The Abomination of Desolation, the way the carnage ends, the killing ends at that total solar eclipse. I think that's when he will have come present himself to the earth. Who can make war with the beast? That's putting an end to World War III, ending the carnage at a total solar eclipse, and everybody will be able to see this because of the technology, cell phones, whatever. Um, but nice job, the AC. So this is all on double goat full moons and their midpoint. Where plan 626. You can take a look at his comments in detail. Trump is enlightened character on the evolution chart by the wall clock. Last character has gun gold. Trump is the enlightened character on the evolution chart. Okay. So the evolution chart and IPEC Goat, let's go back to that. That's going to be in the classroom. I don't remember an evolution chart per se. I mean, I do. I remember the evolution. The evolution's on the chalk. Yeah. Oh, he's the hanged man on the chalkboard. Yeah. Gotcha. Trump is the enlightened character on the evolution chart by the wall clock. And we know up there is a, so we got it on silent. The playback speed is at max. So the clock. So you're about to go up in just a second. There's the clock. So he's the enlightened man up there. That's what he's talking about. Yeah. And see, his finger is pointing to the D for Donald when you see the enlightened man. It's because Satan is possessing the body, which is what all goats will become possessed, and they will become, it's the iron mixing with clay. They come through the technology. Trump signed 5G and beyond and all that good fun stuff. The album by the Police, Ghost in the Machine. And so let's keep going. Trump also the hangman. You see the close-up of Bush thing. It cuts to the clear view of the hangman. 2 letters EV 522 or 54 flipped. Donald J. Trump 45. Yeah, good stuff. So plan 626 got it going on. AJ Daisy 22. By the way, the 22nd prime number is 79, which is murder. In simple gematria. This was very thorough. I'm amazed at all the things you were able to gather, collect, and remember. What video is this? Twin Trumps, Gemini Man, The Prestige, tons of tells. Yeah, thank you, AJ Daisy 22. Remember, in order to fill out the possibility so well. Wonderful. Well, I'm glad she liked it. She's actually a Facebook friend also, which is cool. I have met, I do have Facebook friends that I have met through YouTube. I am TRAE space STOKES, Trey Stokes. And so let's get into what kind of caught my attention about tomorrow. Now, y'all know I have a numbering system that is not associated with any of the pagan numbering systems like their pagan numerology. But I've been doing this since I was a child. How my number is 7 times 6 times 1961. So my number is 82362. And we know that when you add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, all the way plus 6 plus 7 plus 8, the sum is 36. So it's the 8 and then the TO to the 36, then another TO. Well, when you add 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way up plus 35 plus 36, your number is 666. So, and again, my birthday is 7/6/1961, and 761 is the amount of verses combined. 357 Daniel, which was a graduation gift of 357. And Highway Patrol model actually got stolen 2007. But 357 Daniel, the amount of verses plus the 404 of Revelation is 761, which is a fusion of my birthday, 7/6/1961. So everything about me, my first address was 404. I've shared that many times. Everything seems to be associated with these end times. So anyway, my number 82362 divides evenly. Everybody born in 1961 divides evenly by 37, which is it's the prime number for the church. As 37 is the 12th prime number. 12 is number for the church, but 37 is the 12th prime number. So it's the prime number for the church. And when my number divides evenly by 37, you see the 2, again, the TO could be, right? A language. And there's the date of the 22nd day of the 6th month, which is how most countries write the date. And so Trump's going to be in 2 different locations tomorrow. And when I see these 19s, I start thinking of, let me blow this up for y'all, which I should have done earlier. Pardon me for the dead airspace. So 1919. Wasn't there a 1919 Mockingbird Lane? 1919 Mockingbird Lane. It was the Munster Mansion was 1313 Mockingbird Lane. 1919 address. It seemed like somebody had that on TV, but okay, no. But we know about COVID-19, okay? And he's going to be at the twin 19s. See the twins? So this is all about the twin Trumps, and we know about COVID-19. Is it going to take place at this twin COVID-19 coded address? He's going to be at some sort of hotel tomorrow. The rally, I had it. It's called the Washington Hilton. The Washington Hilton in Washington, D.C. And the zip code is 20009. We see murder code 83 fused with 33. Mystery Babylon's big number. We see 48, which is Donald Trump in full reduction, I believe it is. Yeah. 83 is murder in reverse full reduction, if not mistaken. It's one of them. And so you see over here, 1111 code. You see 83 again, fused with 33 at their reservation desk. And I guess we can go ahead on and give you murder, which is already in there. And we can give you one more time, Donald Trump, to show you this fusion. 48 is Donald Trump in full reduction, and 83 is murder in reverse ordinal. Okay, well, glad I looked that up. So it's his name fused with murder in two different gematria ciphers. And then it's a double rally day. So he's going from Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia. And you know, how many Trumps are there making all these, playing golf and traveling all over, and talked about that many times. The cloning that's in the Prestige, as Christian Bale was cloned. But we get into symbolic, possibly, if that's where the event is for his rising. The second rally would be like for his rising on the third day or 2 days later. And they're giving you the 1776 North Broad Street. We know about the Broadway represents, all goats are Mystery Babylon. Philadelphia. Tom Hanks did a movie called Philadelphia and won his Oscar. We know all about his rituals in 2020, saying 201 in the rummy on the Corona typewriter with his wife, as they were the first celebs to speak to having the illness. Of course, they didn't. And look at the zip code here. You have the 19 and then 121, which is Antichrist and simple gematria. And you have the 24, which is that total solar eclipse that Lily is sitting inside of an iPad goat. Here's your 1111 again, which we just had 1111 at the previous place. We know what they code for numbers. We know where to look for numbers. And here's your 19 again. So now you have 3 19s. 19, 19, 19 in the zip code. And of course, a 19 in the date. You have 4 19s now. Now, the former names of where his second rally is at, which is representative of Rising, Death and Rising, 2 different dates for tomorrow, or 2 different rallies for tomorrow. I'm just speculating that would represent his death and then his rising. It's the Apollo. It was formerly called the Apollo of Temple. I copied and pasted that, so that's what it said. And when you research Apollo portrait Trump penthouse, in The Devil's Advocate, Trump idolizes Apollo. That's at TUMBLR.com. So when we click images, it begins to show you this penthouse made of gold, Goldfinger, James Bond. You know the drill. And So we come down here and it just sort of disappears off the ether. Well, there it is, Trump Tower. Donald Trump's 66th floor penthouse. It's only 58 stories high, but it's called the 66th floor because the book of Revelation is the 66th book of the Bible. Trump Tower has 5 multiple addresses, 721 through 722 Fifth Avenue. So that'll take us to his Wikipedia of Trump Tower. And it clearly states Trump Tower is 58 story, 664 foot tall. So coded with the 66 again, but it's only 58 stories. So why is it said that his penthouse is on the 66th floor? Because that's 66th book of the Bible, book of Revelation, where he is like the anti-hero. He's the Antichrist, and like he's one of the stars, right? Like Trump said, I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to be the Antichrist. He knows who he is. And he knows that his body is going to die off. Satan will possess the body. Donald Trump, the human being, and we're assuming there is one, that it's not just all cloned up stuff from like Satan's seed or something, like who knows, their Frankenstein world. But the man, Donald Trump, will not get eternal torment. Eternal torment's only for the fallen angels. Humans don't live forever unless you're sheep. Goats, this lie about eternal life in either direction, eternal life in a good place or a bad place, is ridiculous. And I've got in-depth videos on that at Trey Stokes Archives. Click playlist, go down to Hell is Not Eternal Torment. There's a nice playlist on that. So here at Trump Tower, it says Donald Trump's 66th floor penthouse exposes his idol sun god Apollo, son of Zeus. And that's where he's going to be at his second rally tomorrow. Now, the event could take place there, but I would suspect not. I would suspect, and the rally begins at 1:30, and my friend, who I've mentioned many times, who was murdered back in 1978, he was pronounced dead in that newspaper magazine that I've shown y'all at 1:30 a.m. So I don't know. This is it's interesting for tomorrow. If I were to look at that, let's take a look at that. How many days are we looking at from that event? Well, in the hours from my friend's death, the hours are 4:04, 328. 4:04 is the amount of verses in the book of Revelation. Doesn't mean anything's going to happen, but these are just, I look at personal ciphers because those are things Mystery Babylon can't touch through the AI setting things up. This is things that the Lord's put in my mind to remember, because I remember that day. I remember everything about that event and how it affected me. And now I know why it was meant to affect me, because it's just tied into a lot of stuff. I'm not going to get into it here. But so tomorrow is very interesting. And that's really all we need to look at. If we want to look at the Dark Knight, I guess we can look at that of 2008. Whoops. If we look at its release date of July 18th to tomorrow, it's 5818. It's 8:31 in the weeks, 83 murder code. 83 begins the minutes. Again, murder. In that gematria cipher we were just showing you. If we go to the rising day on 6/24, which is when they brought down those, the Miami condo collapse, they called it. It was at 88th Street, 88th Trump and gematria. It was all the world's a stage. They got everybody out of that building. Were the initiated people, which probably most of them were. They probably all got great deals. And they brought it down. But anyway, let's look at the rising day 2 days later, where the Dark Knight rises on the third day or 2 days later, but 4 years later. And we look at that. There it is, 357. 357 is code for end times because that's the amount of verses in the book of Daniel. So suddenly, this sort of really becomes a big deal. But we've seen all this kind of stuff before. If we look at Donnie Darko and its release in 2001 on January 19th at Sundance on the 86ing day, it is 8555 days. It's 1, 2, 2, 2 weeks. It's sort of a big deal. Okay. And we look at its nationwide release on October 26, which is also the 88 miles per hour day, October 26, 1983, or 85, Back to the Future. So if we run that, there's your length of IPEC GOAT, 22 years. Again, 22 is the prime number. Excuse me, the 22nd prime number is 79, which is murder in simple gematria. It's 22 years, 7 months, 27 days. 727 is the length of IPEC GOAT. So that's a big tie-in. (27 127) months and days. That's a palindrome. And when you look at the rising day, it is 8277 in the days. All right, anyway, I mean, those are big ciphers. You can also look at, of course, No Time to Die that came out 2021 on 88, October 8th, because October was once the 8th month, October, Octagon, Octopus. They added Julius Augustus to July, August, bumped everything up too, so they could code a lot of stuff. And if we run No Time to Die to the potential rising day, it's 990 days. Oh, I wanted to look at, so there were some things I wanted to show y'all. So he would go down on the GOAT full moon tomorrow, right? An IPEC GOAT. That's what it's about, in my opinion. This IPEC GOAT is about the GOAT full moon, which we've shown you many times. We're going to go back and let's do it again. What it does when it pops open, you see the moon, don't you? Or a representation of the moon in the 6th month with the 6 lights, potentially. I'm just weaving codes here. Sure, it's nothing and nothing's going to happen, but we're looking anyway, right? Volume's still good. So it's saying, since it's nighttime, but the sky is lit and it is a full moon, the moon will still be nice and fat tomorrow. Full moon is actually it's 24 hours before it goes exact and 24 hours afterwards. So when it rises tomorrow, it will still be a full moon. Where are we at tonight? Because it's about to be full, or it was full just, less than an hour ago. 9:07, I believe it was. But it's saying 6 month, potentially. But to me, it's always meant light in the sky, representing the moon. in Capricorn. Because Capricorn sign is the sea goat. So this really could be meaning 6th month with 6 moons, the full moon, because you see how light it is at nighttime. The full moon on the 6th month, that's in Capricorn. Remember, we just did a video how there's 2 full moons. So in between him going down, there's 2 goat full moons. Very rare. Extremely rare. You see the blue eyes? Trump with his blue eyes. Almost turning to green eyes as he is the sea goat, like the ocean, because Trump is beast out of the sea. If we look at Trump tomorrow, that might be on my other one, Trump to tomorrow. He's 28,498 days old. 98th verse is White Horse crowning verse. And his days end in 98. Oh my goodness, I just now see something. By the way, 78 years, 8 days, 88. Look at this, y'all. This is freaky. Why he would rise on the 3rd day spiritually and dwelt with Antichrist. It's a perfect 500 days. It's 285, and that's the address of One World Trade Tower. It's 285 Fullerton Street. Ooh, this just got very freaky, didn't it? Did it not? Well, it sure did. Go to One World Trade Center. You go look at the address, the as above, so below symbolism. You go look at the address, it's 285 Fulton Street. Address of One World Trade Tower, 285 Fulton Street.
One World Trade Center.
And look at the 007.
Fulton Street, New York, New York, 10007.
Hey, it's Donnie Darko's 1002, y'all. October 2nd time. Yeah, there's your 007. It's the 7th king of Mystery Babylon. That's what 007 represents. Well, there he will be, 285. Goodness gracious. Is he going down tomorrow in a fake staged event? Well, we just made a case for why that would be very possible. All right, love y'all.